Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. My name is TS Sudhir and I hope all of you are doing well. You're watching Study with Sudhir. This is an important video because in this video, as part of the SWS Natu series, I am going to discuss the strategy, the study strategy, the revision strategy, and the time management strategy for the History Civics paper. Now, History Civics paper दो कारणों से काफी important है. एक तो ये कि इसमें काफी सारे बच्चों के हमारे पिछले सालों में 80 में से 80 आए हैं. That is, students have been able to score 80 on 80 in the history and civics paper. However, in 2024 there is going to be a kahani mein twist because the number of critical reasoning and application based questions are going to be there much more, especially in the MCQ section from 2024, and that would make the process of getting an 80 on 80 a little tricky if you do not follow what I'm going to tell you in this video, because there has to be a certain strategy with which you prepare for this paper. सीधा रट्टा लगाने से काम नहीं चलेगा. I can give this to you in writing. It's not going to be the same that book में जो है उसको पढ़ लो, वो नहीं होगा. दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा, and you need to understand and then apply that understanding in order to get the right answer to the question. So let's go through what should be your strategy. Okay, I hope you can see this on your screen. If I want to increase the size a bit, the Natu series, how to score 100 on 100 in the History Civics paper. Now, the 2024 paper, a bit like the 2023, halaki, the nature of the questions is a little different. You have three sets of questions. Okay, the first one is like a T20 match, which is the MCQ. Then you have the one-day match, which are the 2-mark questions. You have 7 questions. And then you have the subjective, the long format thing. तो तीनों तरीके से क्रिकेट खेलनी पड़ेगी. क्या आप तैयार हैं for both white ball and red ball cricket? Okay. So let's look at the paper pattern because कई सारे बच्चे अभी भी पूछ रहे हैं ये सिलेबस में है, इसमें कितने क्वेश्चन आएंगे. So let me just explain to you quickly. You get 16 MCQs. There are 6 of them from civics, the first 6, then the rest of them from history. Then follows 7 questions of 2 marks each. If you look at the specimen paper, पहला वाला civics से है, and this will be a slight googly. ध्यान रखना. And 6 questions according to the specimen paper from history. उसके बाद part 2 में long format में जाएंगे. तो civics में there is one set from parliament, second set from executive यानी कि president या prime minister से question पूछे जाएंगे, and the third set from the judiciary. Okay. Now in 3 sets में से you need to do 2 out of 3. Okay. History में पहला set आता है first war of independence से, दूसरा आता है early nationalist and assertive nationalist से, third one comes from the Gandhian movement, fourth from the 2 world wars, and the fifth one is from United Nations and the non-aligned movement. इसमें आपको 3 out of 5 करने पड़ेंगे. So 2 plus 3 5. ये तो हो गए 50 मार्क के. ये इसके बाद आपके इसके 50 मार्क प्लस 16 मार्क्स plus 16 marks, this is 14 marks. So 16 plus 14, this section is 30, and the next one is 50 marks. So 80 marks ka question. Okay, paper. What should be your strategy? I call it the RURT strategy. What is the RURT strategy? Read, understand, revise, test. All the 4 components being equally important. I see many students securing admission at the last minute to the history and civics course because their pre-board papers have not been very good. And why have they not been very good? Because they have not gone through the RURT strategy. Okay, especially the RUR. Unless you are able to do that, then testing becomes meaningless. सीधा ये तीनों बिना किए अगर आप सीधा टेस्टिंग में जाएंगे तो फायदा नहीं होगा. You will lose confidence. पहली बात, हिस्ट्री में go chronologically. That's important. शुरू से पढ़िए, बीच के चैप्टर्स निकाल के मत पढ़िए. इसमें परसेंटेज स्टडी करने की कोशिश तो बिल्कुल भी मत कीजिए. ओके, सो अंडरस्टैंड इन बुलेट पॉइंट्स. इफ यू लुक एट द मास ऑफ थिंग, इफ यू हैव नोट्स, फैंटास्टिक, इवन बेटर. But if you don't have notes, look at making your own notes in bullet form so that आपके दिमाग में आपकी भाषा में समझने में आसानी हो. Those will be your keywords. Whatever you're writing in bullet points, will be your keywords. I hope you are listening to this. Keywords are extremely important in ICSE, much more so in history civics. So please be very careful. Objectives, क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट का हो गया, सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट का हो गया, नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट का हो गया, लखनऊ पैक्ट का हो गया, मुस्लिम लीग, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग रैंडम एग्जांपल्स. ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, कॉजेस वगैरह, इन सब चीजों पर ध्यान दीजिए बिकॉज दीज आर इंपॉर्टेंट. सेकेंड सेक्शन में इसी तरह से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. मेक ए चार्ट विद द गवर्नर जनरल एंड द वाइस रॉयस कि हु वाज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर व्हाट. लॉर्ड लिटन ने क्या किया, लॉर्ड डेलोजी ने क्या किया, लॉर्ड वेलेस्ली ने क्या किया. इन सब चीजों के बारे में आप ध्यान देंगे तो आपको आसानी होगी बोथ इन एमसीक्यूज एज वेल एज इन सब्जेक्टिव. सो मेक this kind of a chart. I think last year February I had done a video on YouTube for this. Just go on the search bar on the Study with Sudhir channel. You should be able to get it. History करके देखिए, काफी सारे आ जाएंगे, उसमें आपको ये वीडियो मिल जाना चाहिए. Okay. Make a chart of leaders कि किसको किस टाइटल से जाना जाता था, whether it's Raja Rammohn Roy, Surendranath Chatterjee, Dada Bhai Naroji, everybody, you know, what was the title by which they were called and the important achievements of each person. ये सब आप टैबुलर फॉर्म में नोट्स, अभी भी समय है, और हिस्ट्री सिविक्स से पहले तो आपको 2 दिन का टाइम भी मिला है, तो अभी भी समय है, और उसमें उसके बाद आप रिवाइज करेंगे. यू विल फाइंड एज यू आर डूइंग इट, कीप मेकिंग इट, यू विल फाइंड इट यूजफुल. अगर आपके पास अभी नोट्स नहीं है, अगर आप नोट्स किसी और से बोरो करेंगे, यू मे फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट द अदर पर्सन हैज written unless it has been written by a professional like me. 3 major movements: quit India, non-cooperation, civil disobedience. Please know that and put it in tabular form, easier to remember. Important dates, again last year I have done a video on YouTube with the important dates. On the free study material on the Study with Sudhir app, there is also a PDF. Okay, it's free, you can have a look at it, but the video probably will help you understand and remember it better. Just go and search important dates history on the Study with Sudhir channel. उसी के अंदर सर्च बार में जाके देखो, आपको मिल जाएगा. Do not get confused between World War and World War II. क्या करना है, दोनों के अलग अलग टेबल्स बनाने हैं so that आप कंपेयर भी कर सकें and you will find it easier to remember. Then this one student told me, I find it very difficult to remember. Make tables, make short notes, you will find it easy to remember. It's not a nuclear secret. Okay, it's not major nuclear codes being discussed. It's pretty easy. It's just a matter of being able to recall. I'm not saying ratta maro, but if you make your own codes for each one of them, mind maps, that's how history and civics, especially history, can be remembered and retained. Do not rote learn. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूं रट्टा मत मारो, और अभी तो बिल्कुल भी मत मारो 2024 में, because the paper pattern has changed. रट्टा मार के जाओगे बिना अंडरस्टैंडिंग के, तो आपको वहां पर MCQs में आपको गूगली मिलेंगे और you will not be able to negotiate that. In MCQs, you will get application and understanding based questions. So for that, simple rote learning will not work. Okay. I hope it is clear. Now let's move to civics. Again, civics में understanding and application is even more important. History में what you will get is newspaper headlines. तो अगर आपको newspaper headlines मिलता है, Germany marches into Poland, immediately you should be able to recall that, oh, this happened on the 1st of September 1939. है ना? So if you are able to make the connection कि ये हुआ था, उसके बारे में headline है, and this is the immediate cause for the start of the Second World War, that's how you will need to make the connection. So it's not rocket science, but it's just that the pattern of asking the question has changed. Civics में understanding is even more key. You know, the powers of the president, और उसमें with the help of an example, they'll mention that President Draupadi Murmu has done this. What power did she exercise in order to do this? So आपको president के power मालूम होने चाहिए. Then you should be able to correlate with this example and then decide what is it that we are being asked. So understanding with the help of examples becomes that much more important. If you see our videos, I've given a lot of examples in order to explain what is there. So then, you know, when an example is given, it gets registered in your mind that much better. Functions of every constitutional authority and body, be it the Supreme Court, the High Court, the Prime Minister, the President, Parliament, Speaker, उन सभी के आप छोटे छोटे नोट्स बना लो, माइंड मैप बना लो, आपको रिटेन करने में आसानी होगी. अभी भी टाइम है. हिस्ट्री सिविक्स में, एज आई सेड, एनीथिंग लेस देन 80 on 80 will be, you know, it's not on. I think you should get it because this is one paper that can really elevate your final score. Legislative and executive functions, confusion होता है. Please have clarity on what is a legislative function, what is an executive function, what is a disciplinary function, what is an emergency power, what what are the discretionary powers, military powers to nahi hai, judicial powers, so all those powers you should have clarity depending on whatever is there in your syllabus. Okay, the syllabus has been changed so many times over the last 3-4 years, वो याद नहीं रहता है. जुडिशरी चैप्टर्स अगर आप कर रहे हैं, लीगल टर्मिनोलॉजी पर ध्यान दीजिए, बिकॉज इसमें थोड़े से कंफ्यूजन हो सकती है. सो यू नीड टू अगेन अंडरस्टैंड दिस, understand in simple language, legal language, and then remember the terms. It will make your job that much easier. Application based questions will be what happens under what circumstances. Suppose the president has resigned and the vice president has not been elected. Who will discharge the duties of the president of India? Those kind of questions, whether there has been any kind of precedent. There has been, okay, as I have explained. So agar us tarah se aap देखेंगे, so you will be able to tackle, because example based, case based questions आपसे पूछे जा सकते हैं. Okay, so just be prepared mentally and in terms of study strategy for these kind of questions. What should be your time management strategy? 1, the reading time strategy. Choose which subjective question you will do. 15 मिनट के टाइम पे जाके देख लो, इस सिविक्स में से 3 में से मैं कौन से 2 करूंगा. सब पार्ट्स को ध्यान से पढ़ना, ये नहीं कि आप पहला पार्ट देखे ये तो मैं कर लूंगा एंड देन सेकंड या थर्ड क्वेश्चन पे जाके अटक जाए. ओके, सो रीड ऑल दी सब क्वेश्चंस दैट यू डिसाइड. हिस्ट्री में कौन से 3 आप करेंगे वो डिसाइड कीजिए. ऑल्सो सॉल्व ऑल द एमसीक्यूज. ओके, और वो क्वेश्चन 2 उतना टाइम होगा 15 मिनट में आराम से कर सकते हैं, ताकि एमसीक्यूज 10 मिनट में आप तुरंत खत्म कर सके. Immediately you can finish off the MCQs in fact less than 10 minutes. You don't even have to write the entire thing. Write the option number clearly, ताकि आपका A B की तरह ना दिखे, D C की तरह ना दिखे, D B की तरह ना दिखे. Clarity हो, नहीं तो कैपिटल लेटर्स में लिख दो. That's also perfectly acceptable. Question 2 पे 15 मिनट लगाओ. जो 7 क्वेश्चंस करने हैं 15 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लगने चाहिए, यानी कि 25 मिनट आपके में आपका पार्ट 1 हो गया. अभी आप लॉन्गर फॉर्मेट में चाहिए. Each set ओके ऑफ 10 मार्क्स ईच को 15 मिनट लगाइए. तो 15 इंटू 15 यानी कि आधे घंटे में आपका सिविक्स खत्म हो जाना चाहिए. तो हो गए आपके 55 मिनट पूरे. उसके बाद 1 घंटा, बिकॉज 3 क्वेश्चंस करने हैं आपको हिस्ट्री में, तो उसके लिए 20-20 मिनट लगाइए. तो वो हो गया 1 घंटा. तो लास्ट में बचे आपके 5 मिनट, उसमें आप जल्दी से रिवाइज कर लीजिए. एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन वगैरह करने का मुझे नहीं लगता समय मिलेगा. अगर आपकी तैयारी इतनी बढ़िया है, इफ योर प्रिपरेशन इज सो गुड दैट यू कैन अटेम्प्ट एन एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन, वेल एंड गुड, नो प्रॉब्लम, प्लीज गो अहेड. बट फोकस फर्स्ट ऑन डूइंग व्हाट इज नेसेसरी वेरी वेल. उस पर कॉम्प्रोमाइज करके एक एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन करने से फायदा नहीं होगा. सो बिकॉज बोथ विल ऑलमोस्ट बी इक्वल, यू विल नॉट गेट द फुल मार्क्स. सो ट्राई टू गेट a full 10 on 10 kind of a mark. That's what should be your target. Revision 5 minutes. I hope this video has been of help. I try to do it fast because I really think there is not a moment to waste. You should go ahead, follow this strategy as far as your history and civics paper preparation strategy is concerned. And do let me know if you have any problems or doubts related to this strategy, and I'll be happy to address them over YouTube. Okay, YouTube pe puch liya karo. That's in fact much better, because if you crowd the app ka chat box, I will miss it, because wahan pe the other students are also there, so it kind of gets lost over there. It's a practical problem. Okay, tata, bye bye.